If you ever listen to Information Please on the air, you know it's unrehearsed and go as you please. And that's the way we're going to run it right now. Now here's the setup. I fire questions they've never seen or heard before at a group of experts. Sometimes they miss, and sometimes they astonish themselves by answering correctly. Now any expert who thinks he knows the answer to a question raises his hand. And if the question is muffed, we ring a cash register. And that means that Pathé is contributing $25 to the Will Rogers Memorial Fund. Now, let me introduce you to our 4 authorities on everything. First, we have the composer and pianist, Oscar Levant. Then, the music critic, Deems Taylor. Third, the well-known columnist, Franklin P. Adams. And finally, the sports writer, John Kieran. Now, if you gentlemen are ready, I am. Let's go. Now, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to populate a zoo for me with as many animals as you can. And I'll make only one stipulation, that the animals must be mentioned in song titles. For example, I'll give you one. What's the Columbia song, Mr. Adams, called, you know? Mr. Kieran.
Roar, lions, roar.
Roar, lion, roar. That would give us a lion, but we'll count that out. Now, let's see if we can get 4 or 5 more song titles.
Well,
Mr. Levant.
Throws you into Tiger Rag.
Pardon?
Tiger Rag.
Tiger Rag, that's a swell one. That gives us a tiger. Mr. Kieran?
Famous Scotch song, The Camels Are Coming.
Oh, goodness gracious, Mr. Kieran. Mr. Levant?
Seal it with a kiss.
Wait a minute. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. Any more? Mr.
Washed in the blood of the lamb.
Washed in the blood of the lamb, yes. Very good.
Cute, I like that.
That's rather good. Think of any others? Is there a song called The Bear Went Over the Mountain?
You took that
I'm
bear right
sorry,
out of
I'm
my arm.
awfully sorry. Well, that gives us a fairly complete zoo. Pop Goes the Weasel might be still another, I think.
Which is the animal, Pop or the weasel?
Now we're going to have a little fashion show. We'll ask you to look at some fur coats and tell what animals have given their skins to make each coat. Let's have the first. Mr. Kieran, our naturalist.
I'd call it gray squirrel.
Gray squirrel. That's quite correct. Now we'll have another fur coat.
Kolinsky. I don't know what that is.
Mr. Kieran, make sure of this. Make sure of it, Mr. Kieran.
Well, it's one of the cat family, I know that.
Mr. Adams. Tiger. No, very fine.
Rah, rah, rah.
Where do you do your shooting, Mr. Adams? The answer is leopard cat. Leopard cat, and that's the only proper and correct answer. $25, please. And our style show ends with this sumptuous model.
Made of bat, an old bat.
Old, worn-out bat? No, I don't think so. Mr. Taylor.
Well, I've never seen Caracol, but I imagine it looks like...
I should say you never have seen Caracol. No, there's only one proper answer. The answer is monkey. Monkey, gentlemen.
Monkey?
Monkey, yes. You know what a monkey is.
You mean gargantua?
I think you did so well on the furs. $25, please. Now let's see if we have a lexicographer in the house. Who can tell me what these words mean? Sleazy, queasy, and queasy. Should be easy, gentlemen. Sleazy, queasy, queasy. Mr. Taylor.
Well, sleazy is cheap in material and manufacture.
That's right.
You speak of a sleazy material.
That's right.
What was the second?
Queasy.
Queasy?
Queasy.
A little on the seasick side.
Yes, considerably sometimes.
Yes.
And queasy?
A little on the bronchial side.
A little on the bronchial side. Yes, that's right. Now we're going to show you some objects with each of which an historical personage or event is connected. Let's have the first. Keep your eyes on the chicken. A pot with 2 chickens in it. That would mean, Mr. Taylor?
I should say that would refer to Herbert Hoover.
Herbert Hoover, yes. And how is it connected with Herbert Hoover?
As President of the United States, as a candidate for re-election, I believe his slogan was 2 cars in every garage and a chicken in every pot.
Or was it 2 chickens in every pot?
I don't think it was 2 chickens.
A car in every garage.
That's merely because the movies are so extravagant.
Yes, it's a Hollywood gesture. Now we'll have the next. Whom do you associate with that? Mr. Adams.
The Vice President of the United States, Thomas R. Marshall. What the country needs is a good 5-cent cigar.
Yes, things haven't changed since very much, have they, Mr. Adams? And the next. What event is that connected with? It's a very simple one. What is it first?
It's a spike.
It's a spike.
And don't use it.
Mr. Levant.
Well, it has something to do with when that railroad got together.
You're all right. You're all right. Go ahead.
They do it in ballets all the time, and the president of a railroad, they call him up in the middle of the night, and he goes out, and then on one side are Chinese coolies, and on the other side are laborers, and the brass band plays, and they hammer that spike, and then about 10 years later, you can go over that spot on a bad train. But I don't know when it was.
There's practically nothing to add to your story, Mr. Levant. This particular golden spike was driven in near Ogden, Utah, completing what line? What transcontinental line?
Union Pacific.
They all know that. But, gentlemen, who drove the spike? That's what I want to know. Who drove the spike? Mr. Adams.
Probably E.H. Harriman.
I'm awfully sorry.
Hill.
No, I'm awfully sorry.
Barbara Stanwyck.
Oh, I'm awfully sorry. It would have made a pretty picture.
It did make a pretty picture.
It did, yes, but the answer was U.S. Grant, who didn't make quite as pretty a picture as Miss Stanwyck in his day. U.S. Grant is the only and proper answer, and that's going to lose us $25. A very attractive young lady is coming in to act out a part of a familiar poem. After she's finished, I'd like you to tell me the name of the poem. Very well, thank you. All the hands up, everyone. Oh, I don't know whom to call on. No, Mr. Adams.
Maud Muller.
Yes, Maud Muller by...
On a summer's day, raked the meadows sweet with hay.
That you can't
Which
go
I
on.
didn't see no hay.
Well, we couldn't get any hay. What works of literature are suggested by the following objects? The first would be a little bottle with a paper label tied around the neck with the words, "Drink me," printed on it. That would be, Mr. Kieran?
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland, yes. Now, if you saw a post with a hat on it, what would that suggest to you? A post with a hat on it. Mr. Kieran?
William Tell.
William Tell, yes.
Gessler's hat.
That's
the
right.
Swiss people had to salute it as they went by, and William Tell refused to salute it, and thereby came the great archery contest.
Good enough, yes, that's right. The pianist is going to play a few bars of a musical composition, and I want you to tell me what performer is associated with it. Yes, please play. That's enough, thank you. Mr. Adams.
Al McGluck.
Al McGluck, and the song, of course, is...
Carry me back to old
Carry Me
Virginia.
Back to Old Virginia. I'm delighted that our musical experts, Mr. Levant and Mr. Taylor, did not know the answer to
That's
that.
a rather unmusical...
We're only interested in
Associate.
music.
Yeah. That's
you
all right
wait.
for Adams.
Very well. I have some questions. Have some questions later on classical music, and I'll bet my Adams will come through on those too. Let's have some more music. Will you play, please? That's enough, thank you. Mr. Levant.
Well, everybody plays it. It's the March Militaire of Schubert, used in news weeklies a lot.
I doubt that very much.
Oh, dear.
Unless my card is entirely wrong.
Oh, that's a Rachmaninoff prelude.
Oh,
What's the matter with me?
Play that first play.
What's the
Took
matter?
the words out of my
Do we
mouth.
have to answer what's the matter with him? Is that a question?
How do you feel now, Mr. Levant? And are you enjoying your triumph, Mr. Adams? Not so good, Mr. Levant. That will cost Pathé $25. Let's have the third composition. All right, thank you. Mr. Levant.
That's Mendelssohn on Wings of Song,
Yes.
right?
And what performer is associated with
Well, I think Heifetz, probably.
Yes, Heifetz is
I
quite
wonder
right.
why, though. Do you know why he would play that all the time?
No, I don't know why I didn't play it once.
Does he?
Are these boys critics or answerers?
I don't know. I don't like the way they knock popular music. Or semi-classical.
That's not popular
Well,
music.
it's semi-classical.
Van Al, isn't it?
It's just music.
By the way, the word is pronounced Banal, Mr. Levant.
That's
Banal.
only in your horsey set, not around the restaurant.
Always Banal. Think we've had enough knowledge for this time, gentlemen? Thank you. You can give your brains a rest. Thank you.